Hello, I'm Alan Powell from the Essex Bridge Center, and today we're going to be discussing Roman keycard Blackwood 1430. All right, so Roman keycard Blackwood 1430. This is a straight up replacement for Blackwood, right? And it gives additional information beyond just the four aces, and the additional information is going to involve the king of whatever the trump suit is, right? And sometimes we'll be able to even show some information about the queen of trump suit. It is a straight up replacement for Blackwood. It is better than Blackwood in most all cases. Nothing, you can never say always in bridge, right? And the idea behind it is that when you're thinking about slam, yes, it's important to worry about all the aces, but if you're going to play slam in a trump suit, you also need to worry about the king and or the queen of the trump suit, because you can survive with just if you're in a slam in spades, you can survive with just the ace of clubs. You don't need the king of clubs and the queen of clubs necessarily to go with it, depending on what you have in other suits. But you're going to need to have some idea of who has the king and the queen of spades if you're playing in six spades, right? So if you don't have it, information about whether your partner has it is going to be very valuable to you. So this is a useful convention, right? It is a useful replacement for Blackwood. So what does it mean? What is a key card? So we use the word key card because it's no longer just going to be ace asking. We're going to define a key card as any ace or the king of trump, right? So there are going to be 5 total key cards, right? 4 aces plus the king of the trump suit, right? So there's going to be 5 possible key cards. The queen of trump, although occasionally we do discuss it in our answer, is never counted as a key card. There are 5 key cards, 4 aces plus the king of trump. Okay. How many key cards are we going to need? Well, in regular Blackwood, when you're talking about 4 aces, you need 3 out of the 4 aces to continue to do a small slam, right? So for Roman key card, we're going to upgrade that slightly. We're going to need 4 out of 5 key cards, right? So you're going to need 4 out of the 5 pieces, right? The 5 pieces being the 4 aces and the king of trump. So using regular Blackwood, it is impossible. If you're missing an ace, you could also be, it could be the ace of trump. And if you're missing the ace of trump and you're missing a king, you could be missing the king of trump. In Roman key card, you can never be off the ace and king of trump because you need 4 out of the 5 key cards, right? So small slam, 4 out of 5 are sufficient. For a grand slam, you're going to need all 5, certainly. You're going to need to know that somebody has the queen of trump, and you're going to need to worry about kings. So we're going to concentrate mostly on the small slams here, right? Trump. So I've been saying the king of trump, king of trump, king of trump, queen of trump. What is trump, right? So during the auction, trump is going to be one of 2 things when you get the Roman key card. And that is going to be the suit you have agreed upon in the auction. So 1 spade, 3 spades, you've agreed on spades, right? Even if there was other bidding beforehand, you've agreed on spades. Afterwards, you've agreed on spades. And 4 no trump here, because you've agreed on them, is going to be Roman key card for spades. Spades is the trump suit. So it's 4 aces plus the king of spades. If there is no agreed upon trump suit, if you haven't taken the time to agree upon a trump suit, it is going to be the last suit bid before the Roman key card. So in this example auction, 1 spade, 2 clubs, 2 hearts, 4 no trump. We haven't agreed on anything, right? But because we bid 4 no trump right after 2 hearts, that is going to agree on hearts as our trump suit. So that is Roman key card. 4 aces plus the king of hearts are the key cards, right? So the key cards are going to be dependent on what suit is the trump suit, either the last agreed upon, suit agreed upon, right? Or the last bid suit. And depending on, the conventions that you play and different things. Now, in this example, one spade, three spades, it's just a standard limit raise or anything. As you're studying different pieces of bidding, sometimes, you'll set the trump suit in different ways. For instance, if you're using Jacoby 2 no trump, the trump suit is set right away by responder, right? You've agreed upon a suit on the second bid. Subsequent bidding will not change the trump suit since you've agreed upon a 9-card major suit fit, right? So one spade, 2 no trump by the responder. You may or may not have studied Jacoby 2 no trump. Jacoby 2 no trump basically says to partner, hey, I've got 4-card support. I've got 12 or more points. We're going to game in your suit. So one spade, 2 no trump here would show 4 spades and 12 or more points. Agreeing upon the trump suit, setting the trump suit as spades. So when opener goes to 4 no trump here, that is Roman key card 1430 with spades as trump, right? If you are working with 2/1, setting the trump suit is another important part of 2/1. So here, frequently what will happen is you will support your partner's major on the second round, right, of the suit, and thereby set the trump suit. For instance, one spade, 2 hearts by responder is 2/1 game forcing. That just means it has 12 or more points and 5 hearts and is forcing the game. 3 hearts by opener. You've agreed upon hearts. Trump suit is set as hearts. You're game forcing, so responder has to bid again. He bids 4 hearts. And now 4 no trump is Roman key card with hearts as trump. We set the trump suit, right? So it can be as simple as raising your partner in the auction and then on the next round bidding 4 no trump, right? One of the key points there is you need to make sure that you get another bid, right? If you are going to raise your partner, if you raise your partner to four of a major and your partner passes, you didn't get another chance to bid, did you? So it might have been better instead to go straight for the 4 no trump, last bid suit, okay? If you can set the trump suit during the auction, you should. All right. What are the responses, right? So you're used to the Blackwood responses, right? 5 clubs is 0, 5 diamonds 1, 5 hearts 2, etc. But now we have 5 key cards. So we no longer have just 4 to deal with. We have 5. So what we do in the Roman key card is we group them in places where they're 3 key cards apart. So a 5 club response to 4 no trump, right? Partner bids 4 no trump, you bid 5 clubs. You are showing 1 or 4 key cards, right? 1 or 4, one or the other. Okay. Now that may seem strange, but you've actually already been doing this because if you remember your regular Blackwood response, 5 clubs is 0 key card, 0 aces, right? But what do you do with 4 aces? You also bid 5 clubs, right? And partner is expected to be able to tell the difference. Same thing here. We've just shrunk the range a little bit, right? 1 or 4. So it's three away, right? And partner is again expected to be able to tell the difference. And we'll talk about how you do that. 5 diamonds shows 3 or 0 key cards. So again, a 3 key card difference here, right? So we are showing 3 or 0 key cards, right? Hearts and spades. Hearts and spades are specialized in that they typically show 2 key cards. They both show 2 key cards. But you're also going to exchange a little bit of information about the Queen of Trump, which is very useful. So 5 hearts is 2 key cards without the Queen of Trump, right? Trump being the agreed upon suit, right? Anytime we're talking about key cards, we're talking about the 4 aces plus the king of the agreed upon trump suit or last bid suit. Same thing here, 2 key cards, right? Without the queen of the agreed upon trump suit or last bid suit. 5 spades, 2 key cards with the trump suit, right? Uh, Now, for completeness, it is possible to have 5 key cards, right? So working with the 3 key card difference, 5 hearts is technically speaking 2 or 5 key cards without the queen, and 5 spades is 2 or 5 key cards without the king. However, it is extraordinarily rare that your partner would bid for no trump with 0 key cards, asking you and hoping to find you with 4 or 5. It's just not a common thing, right? So while it is technically possible, I would suggest that you reconsider the auction and try and figure out if that 4 no trump was really Roman key card. I'm not saying you can't figure out a method, a hand where it is the appropriate thing to do. Of course you can. I'm just saying it's extraordinarily rare, and for memorization purposes, and you're going to have to work to memorize these pieces, right? Just consider 5 hearts 2 without the queen and 5 spades 2 with the queen, and don't worry about the case where it's 5, right? Keep in the back of your mind in case you get the one hand this decade that it matters. Okay. So how do you remember this? And you remember this. One of the reasons we've given you sort of a little mnemonic for this, right? In that we call it Roman key card 1430. And that's going to help you remember the first 2 responses, right? 5 clubs, 1 or 4 key cards, 1 4. 5 diamonds, 3 or 0 key cards, 3 0. So the 1430 helps you remember 5 clubs is 1 or 4, 5 diamonds is 3 or 0, right? And the reason we use the 1430 number is because when you bid 6 hearts or 6 spades and make 6 vulnerable, the score is in fact 1430 points. So it's just a reminder way and just an extra way of reminding you to remember 5 clubs is 1 or 4, 5 diamonds is 3 or 0. 5 hearts and 5 spades, you just have to remember 2 with, 2 without, right? So it's going to take a little bit of memorization, right, as to which one the response is. But the 1430 is there to help you remember 5 clubs and 5 diamonds. All right. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what the Queen of Trump looks like in that. Most people think the Queen of a suit is, it's a card with a picture, with a Q on it, right? And that is the most common occurrence of the Queen of Trump. But in Roman key card, we also discuss having the equivalent of the queen. And the equivalent of the queen is knowing that your side has a 10 card fit. Because if you have a 10 card fit, that means the opponents have 3. There's only 13 cards, right? And therefore, if the opponents only have 3, they will most likely break 2 and 1, right? And the queen will fall under the ace and king, in which case you needn't worry about the queen, right? So if you know your side has a 10 card trump fit, you can, in fact, tell your partner that you have the equivalent of having the queen, right? So depending on the circumstance here, right? If your partner opens 1 spade and you have 5 spades and your partner is the one to bid for no trump, when you reply, if you're replying 5 hearts or 5 spades, if you have 2 key cards, you can say 5 spades. I know we have 10 spades, and therefore I'm claiming that I have the queen myself, right? It's the person who is responding to Roman key card is the one that needs to know there's a 10 card fit, right? Now he could be looking at the queen anyway, in which case, it's redundant to have the 10 card fit. It is also possible that you could bid for no trump. I could know that we have a 10 card fit, and I could tell you 5 spades, we have 2 key cards with the queen, and you could be looking at the queen, right? In which case, you would also know we have a 10 card fit, because the only reason I would tell you of the queen is because I know we have 10 cards in the trump suit. Okay. It doesn't come up that often, but it is useful, right? Because the queen is important when you are in a 9 card or lower fit, because it's not necessarily going to fall under the ace king. But when it's expected to fall under the ace king, it is no longer that important, and you can exchange that information if possible. All right. So what does the queen look like? Generally, yes, it is a face card with a Q on it, but the equivalent of having the queen could be that you know your side has a 10-card fit. All right. How do we know the difference between 1 key card or 4 key cards? Well, there's 2 possible ways that you can work this out. First of all, there's only 5 key cards. So if you have 2 key cards in your hand and your partner shows 1 or 4, well, you can't have 4 because that would be 6 key cards, and there are in fact not 6 key cards. And keep in mind, the Queen of Trump, while we do occasionally claim to have it or not have it, is never a key card. There are 5 key cards only, 4 aces plus the King of Trump, right? So the number of key cards you have may tell you that it is not possible for your partner to have the upper number, right? Same thing if you had 3 key cards and your partner bid 5 diamonds. Well, it's got to have 0. Can't have 3 because 3 and 3 would be 6, right? Secondly, the context of the auction should help you figure out a 3 key card difference in your partner's hand. If your partner opens 2 clubs, he is much likely to have 4 key cards, not 1 key card, right? If your partner is opening 2 clubs with 1 key card, you really need to have a discussion about the strength of your 2 club openers, right? Same thing. If you open 2 clubs and partner says 2 diamonds, obviously he's much more likely to have 0 key cards instead of 3. But what I will say about this is that if you can't distinguish between a 3 key card difference in your partner's hand, then you have prematurely used Roman key card. You did not know enough about your partner's hand to know the strength of your partner's hand, to know whether you were in the slam range or not, right? So if you look at a 1 or 4 response and don't know whether it's 1 or 4, or a 0 or 3 response and don't know whether it's 0 or 3, then you have jumped the gun. You did not know enough about the hand, right? You should have gone slower and found more about your partner's hand. Okay, you should be able to determine a 3 key card difference based on the context of the auction. So two things there will tell you exactly what your partner's saying, right? First of all, there's only 5 key cards, and it may be mathematically impossible for him to have a certain number. Secondly, you should be able to tell from your partner's bidding and your bidding how strong your partner's hand is, right? And how many key cards within a 3 card difference he has. Okay. So let's look at a few practice hands here, right? So partner bids 4-0 trump. This is Roman key card 1430 with spades as the trump suit. So looking at hand number 1, how many key cards do we have? What is our response after 4-0 trump with spades as the trump suit? So the 5 key cards are all 4 aces plus the king of spades. So we have the ace of diamonds, that's 1. We have the king of spades, that's 2. And when you have 2 key cards, you should also think about whether you have the queen of trump. Trump here is spades. So you also have the queen of spades. So your response here should be 5 spades, 2 key cards with the queen of the agreed on trump suit, spades, right? The 2 key cards are the ace of diamonds, the king of spades, and trump is spades. You have the queen as well. So 5 spades, okay? By contrast, same hand, hand 1 here. But this time, partner bids 4-0 trump with Roman key card 1430, hearts as trump. So hearts is the agreed upon or last bid suit. In which case, the 5 key cards are the 4 aces plus the king of hearts, right? So looking at our hand, we have the ace of diamonds, that's 1. And we have the king of hearts, the trump suit, that is 2. So we have 2 key cards. But in this case, the queen of trump would be the queen of hearts, and we don't have it. So we would bid 5 hearts, 2 key cards without the queen of hearts. Now, I want to stress here, because some people do get confused about this the first time through, because we're almost always dealing with spades and hearts in terms of what's trump, right? Major suits get such priority that when 4-0 trump, we're frequently doing 5 hearts doesn't mean I have 2 key cards with the queen of hearts. 5 spades doesn't mean I have 2 key cards with the queen of spades. It is the queen of the agreed upon trump suit, not the suit you bid, right? So here, 5 hearts, 2 key cards without the queen of hearts. Here on hand, the previous example, 5 spades, 2 key cards with the queen of spades. It is all on what the agreed upon trump suit is, not what the suit you're bidding is. Okay. Hand 2. So partner bids 4-0 trump, a Roman key card, 1430 with spades as trump, right? So spades is trump, 4 aces plus the king of spades. What key cards do we have? We have the ace of diamonds. We have the ace of spades. King of hearts is not the trump suit, so it doesn't count for anything here, right? So we have 2 key cards. And with 2 key cards, we check for the queen of the trump suit, which is spades. Do we have it? No. So we have 2 key cards without the queen of trump, 5 hearts, right? 5 hearts is 2 key cards without the queen of the agreed upon trump suit. Same thing, hand 2. But here, this is 4-0 trump is Roman key card, 1430 with hearts as the trump suit. So your 5 key cards are the 4 aces plus the king of hearts. How many do we have here? We have the ace of diamonds. We have the ace of spades. We have the king of hearts. That is 3 key cards. So our answer here would be 5 diamonds, letting our partner know that we had 0 or 3 key cards, right? So partner knows that we have 0 or 3, and by context, he should be able to tell the difference between a 3 key card difference, right? He should know whether we have 0 or 3 based on the previous auction up to this point. Now, we haven't told him that we have the queen of hearts. We haven't told him that we don't have the queen of hearts. The information has not been exchanged here. At the end of your packet, I added on an optional add-on piece to Roman key card called the Queen Ask, where you can, if you get a 5 club or 5 diamond response, ask your partner whether he's got the queen or not. But that's too much to do in 1 week. And it's more than you really need from a practical perspective. We're going to spend most of our time trying to get to 6 here. And the Queen Ask is really something that you're going to do when you're trying to get to 7. All right. So we're going to concentrate. Getting to 6 is going to be good for your scores. Getting to 7, well, great, isn't going to improve your scores that much. 6 will be a huge improvement. Hand number 3. Partner bids 4-0 trump, Roman key card 1430 with spades as trump. So you look at your hand and you see you don't have any aces. But keep in mind, it's 4 aces plus the king of the agreed upon suit, which is spades. So here, you would bid 5 clubs, showing 1 or 4 key cards. You happen to have 1, right? The king of spades. You haven't told partner whether or not you have the queen. Information about the queen is only exchanged if you bid 5 hearts or 5 spades and show 2 key cards, right? 5 clubs, you might have it, you might not have it. So I told my partner I have 1 or 4 key cards. He should be able to tell the difference. If we switch to hearts as trump, so here 4-0 trump, 1430, hearts as the trump suit, right? Same hand, hand 3. In this case, we still don't have any aces, and we do not have the king of hearts, right? So here you would bid 5 diamonds, 0 key cards, 0 or 3. And partner should be able to tell the difference between 0 or 3. Okay. What about kings? So kings, the answer is going to be the same as regular Blackwood. You're not going to do anything fancy here. The only difference is there are only 3 kings that you're going to discuss, because the king of trump has already been discussed. So your answers to 5-0 trump are 0, 1, 2, or 3, because the king of trump does not count in your kings. You've already exchanged information. So 4-0 trump, you get an answer. 5-0 trump, ask for kings. There are three possible kings, right? And you answer based on the number of your kings, right? So the only difference here between regular Blackwood and this is 4 kings is not a possible answer because 1 king has already been discussed. When do you ask for kings? You're only really going to ask for kings when 2 conditions are met. First of all, you have to have accounted for all 5 key cards and the Queen of Trump. All right, so you need everything else. And you need to be considering bidding at the 7 level because as soon as you bid 5 no Trump, the auction is going to be a minimum of 6. So if you're planning on stopping at 6, there's no reason to ask for kings, right? The only reason to bid 6 is because you think you're going to bid 7, right? So if you don't have all 5 key cards, don't ask for kings, right? 4 out of 5 key cards is enough to bid 6, but no reason to ask for kings because you can't get to 7, missing 1 key card, right? So you're not going to do it that often, but when you do ask for kings, just keep in mind the King of Trump has already been discussed, and it's just regular standard Blackboard responses for the other 3 kings, right? Grand slams. What I want to tell you about a grand slam, don't take a chance. When you bid 7, you want to be certain you're going to make it before you put the hands down. If you're not certain you're going to make it, then don't take chances here, right? Because chances are on any given hand, if you bid a grand slam, you're going to be the only one bidding it. And if you're the only one bidding it, you need to make it, right? Just bidding to 6, generally a good thing. But to bid a grand slam, you'd want to have all 5 key cards. You want to be sure that one of you has the Queen of Trump. Either you have it or you asked partner and he showed it. You need to either have all the kings or the exact kings that you need. And you need to be sure you can take 13 tricks. Just bidding 6 is going to greatly improve your scores. Don't jeopardize a good score by going for 7, hoping that partner's going to have the perfect hand or the finesse is going to win. Partners are not perfect. Finesses don't always win. So stick with the small ones. Go for the grand slams when you have a sure thing. And it may be a while before you figure out for sure whether it's there. Okay. All right. So let's look at some examples here. And so let's run through the auction until the point where we trigger the 4 no Trump and figure out why we know that we're in the slam range and what the suit is and things like that, right? So South here opens a diamond. He's got 19 points, right? North responds 1 spade, all standard bidding at this point. South, you have 4 spades to go with your partner. You have 19 points plus some distribution. You definitely have game opposite what might even be 6 points and 4 spades. So you jump to 4 spades. That shows 19 or more points. That shows 4 spades in support of your partner. North, you are the one here that knows when partner shows 19 points, 19 to 14, 33, you're in the slam range, right? You have a spade fit. Spades are the agreed upon trump suit. You have points in the slam range. So North is going to be the one that triggers 4 no Trump. South, how many key cards do you have? Well, let's see. You have the ace of spades, the ace of diamonds, the ace of hearts is 3 key cards, right? Do you have the king of the trump suit? No, that's spades, right? So with 3 key cards, your appropriate response is 5 diamonds, right? Now that shows partner 0 or 3 key cards. Can partner tell the difference between when you have 0 and when you have 3? Well, the 4 spade bid here that showed 19 or more points is going to be the decider here because there is no way for me to take the 3 aces out of your hand and for you to still have 19 points and jump to 4 spades. It's just not possible. Okay. So from the context, because South showed 19 or more points, we know he's got 3 key cards here, right? So North, how many key cards do you have? Well, you have 2, right? So that's 5 out of 5, perfect. I don't think, in the 33-point range that slam is going to be, a grand slam is within range here. So 6 spades and then pass, right? Yes, you do have all 5 key cards. Yes, you do have the Queen of Trump. You could ask for kings, but you have a lot of other losers that you have to be able to take care of here. And 6 should be good enough here. Okay. All right, number 2. North, 20 high card points, right? Not quite strong enough for 2 clubs. Yeah, some of you out there are going to want to round up. I don't. I'll just open a spade. South, you have 10 points plus 1 for distribution, 4 card support, 11 points is a limit raise of 3 spades. We come back to North. You know there's a spade fit. You can add distribution. That gets you to like 22. Opposite, 10 to 12, right? 11 or 12, depending on how you play it. You're in the 30-something point range, right? 32, 33. So North, you're the one who knows you're in the slam range, right? You're the one who initiates your 4-0 trump. South, well, how many key cards do you have? Let's see. The 5 key cards are the 4 aces, and the king of the agreed upon trump suit is spades. So I have 2 aces. I don't have a king of spades, right? I have 2 key cards. And when I have 2 key cards, I also include information about the Queen of Trump. Do I have the Queen of Trump? Yes, spades is the agreed upon trump suit. I have the Queen of Spades. So my answer here would be 5 spades, North. So partner has shown 2 key cards with the Queen of Spades. You have 3 key cards, right? So you know you have 5 out of 5. You're good to go, right? So if you're thinking about bidding 7, going to 7 on this one, what I would say to you is this. Your partner has shown 10 high card points in his hand. He's shown the ace, and the queen. He only bid 3 spades. He's got a limit on his hand of a maximum of, 11 high card points, something like that. So therefore, he can't really have anything extra, and there's nowhere you're going to go above 6. Right? Context is always the key here. Okay. Number 3. All right. South is your dealer. South is going to open a club here, right? 17 points, right? Long club suit. North, when you are 5-5, you always respond the higher ranking suit and then the lower one if you can. You're going to bid 1 spade and plan on bidding hearts later. South, you have an unbalanced hand. You have a 4-card heart suit. You have 17 or more points. This is the perfect hand for a reverse. A 2-heart bid here shows 4 hearts, longer clubs than hearts, 17 or more points in an unbalanced hand. That's exactly what you have, right? North, if you knew your partner had 17 or more points and 4 hearts and you added your distribution, would you be in the 32, 33 point range? Yes, you would. Do you have a fit here? You have a nice 9-card heart fit, right? So the easiest thing for North to do is bid 4-0 trump. Now, I do want you to recognize that you have not agreed upon a suit here. So the suit for a Roman key card here is going to be the last bid suit. 2 hearts by South by bidding 4-0 trump after 2 hearts, with no agreement on a suit. 4-0 trump is going to be Roman key card 4 hearts, which is what North wants it to be, right? He knows they've got a heart fit. He wants to find out information. So 4-0 trump by North. South, how many key cards do you have? So the 5 key cards are the 4 aces plus the king of hearts is the trump suit here, right? You have the ace of clubs and the ace of hearts. That is 2 key cards. And when you have 2 key cards, you also consider the queen of the trump suit, which is hearts. Do you have the queen of hearts? No. So you're going to bid 5 hearts, 2 key cards without the queen of hearts, right? North, you have 2 key cards. South has 2 key cards. That is 4 out of the 5 key cards. That is enough to bid 6, right? Don't hold out for 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 is fantastic, but 4 out of 5 is enough. 4 out of 5 means you're only missing 1 high honor that might worry you, right? And the king of trump does worry you, but you can't be off both the ace and king of trump if you have 4 out of the 5 key cards, right? So then pass. All right. So this was the first place where we saw 1 club, 1 spade, 2 hearts. North, you love hearts, but you don't need to take the time to raise it and do whatever, take the chance that your partner passes, or you have a misunderstanding. Straight into 4 no trump. You want Roman key card 4 hearts. 4 no trump is the way to do that. 5 hearts, you bid 6 hearts, and you're good. All right. Number 4. So North is your dealer here. All right. North has 23 high card points and a 6 card heart suit. North is going to open 2 clubs. Right. South, you have 12 high card points, but you don't have a 5 card suit to show a positive response. So you're best off with 2 diamonds waiting. Right. North, your plan was to open 2 clubs and then show your heart suit. So 2 hearts. And then we come to South. South, you have 12 high card points. Your partner has shown 21 or more points and at least 5 hearts. You have a heart fit. You're in the slam range. You can go ahead and ask, right? So again, we have not agreed upon a suit here. What we have done is we have bid 4 no trump. The last bid suit will count as the trump suit. So 4 no trump here is Roman key card 1430 with hearts as trump. North, count your key cards. You have ace of clubs is 1, ace of spades is 2, and 4 aces plus the king of trump, which is hearts. Do you have the king of hearts? Yes, you do. So you have 3 key cards. 5 diamonds shows 0 or 3 key cards. Now, I know you also have the queen north, but you cannot exchange information about the queen unless you're bidding 5 hearts or 5 spades, unless you have 2 key cards. 5 diamonds just shows 0 or 3 key cards. Doesn't say anything about the queen, right? It's not information that is transferred here. Additionally, remember the queen of hearts does not count as a key card. It is 4 aces plus the king of trump. So 5 diamonds, 0 or 3. South, you need to be able to tell whether that's 0 or 3. Well, your partner opened 2 clubs. If your partner opened 2 clubs with 0 key cards, you got bigger problems, right? Partner must have 3 key cards based on the context of the auction. You have 1 key card plus 3 is 4 out of 5 is enough for 6, right? So we go to 6 hearts. All right. Example 5. So, dealer here is South, and South opens a spade. The North hand, interesting hand. You were about to open 2 clubs, weren't you? And your partner opened in front of you. So where do we go from here? I mean, you might just think about shortcutting into 6 hearts or something. But what I want you to do is understand that Roman key card is a powerful tool, and it can give you the information that you want to know about. Looking at the North hand, what you really want to know is who has the ace of spades, who has the king of spades, and does partner have another card beyond that? Because looking at your hand, hearts are all good, right? You have the ace of diamonds, you got a diamond to take care of. You got the ace, king of clubs. Everything's covered but the spades. So over 1 spade, you have the opportunity to ask your partner for key cards in spades. And what will that tell you? 4 no trump. Last bid suit is spades. So the response to 4 no trump, Roman key card 1430 with spades as trump. South, how many key cards do you have? Well, the 4 aces plus the king of trump, king of spades. I have the ace and king of spades. That's 2 key cards. And when I have 2 key cards, I can bid. I can show whether or not I have the queen of spades. Do I have the queen of spades? Yes. So my response here would be 5 spades. Now, South, for all intents and purposes, thinks the contract's going to be played in spades. North, that's not the case, right? You're planning on bidding your own suit or bidding no trump possibly. So if you were north and I told you your partner had the ace, king, queen of spades, and you know that from that response, he's got two key cards. The only two key cards that are missing are the ace and king of spades, right? He's got them. And he has the queen of the agreed upon trump suit, or well, queen of the last bid suit, which is the queen of spades. He's got the ace, king, queen of spades. So here is where you have to count a little bit. 7 spades is plus the ace of diamonds is 8, plus the ace, king of clubs is 10, plus the ace, king, queen of spades is 13. And 13 tricks means 7 no trump, right? So this example may be difficult for you because what you're doing here is you're not necessarily planning on playing in spades. And it is going to be hard for you if you do anything other than straight to 4 no trump to find the answers that you want. In that, 1 spade, let's say you bid 2 hearts as the north hand. What does south bid? 3 clubs maybe? Key card and clubs doesn't do you any good, right? So now you're back to bidding hearts again. Key card and hearts doesn't do you any good because your partner will show you 1 key card and you've got 5 out of 5 key cards plus the queen, but you'll never know about the king, queen of spades unless you use 4 no trump right over 1 spade. So understanding the tool that you have and how to use it is, part of the learning experience, right? 1 spade. I want to know who has the ace, king of spades and possibly the queen. 4 no trump, right into it, right? Partner says 5 spades. If he had said 5 hearts, I might have asked for kings because if he's got the king of diamonds, then I'm still good for 7 no trump. If he doesn't, then I'll stop in 6, right? All right. One more example. So here, north is your dealer. North opens 1 no trump, right? 15 to 17, balanced hand. South, you have 5 spades and 4 hearts, 17 or more points. So obviously you're in the slam range, but asking for aces or doing anything else would be premature here. Let's see if we can find ourselves a spade fit along the way, a heart fit, maybe a spade fit along the way, and then find out some information. So in this circumstance, 2 clubs, 5-4 in the majors with 10 or more points, with 8 or more points is the appropriate choice. North, do you have a 4-card major? Yes, you do. 2 hearts. South, did you find a fit? Yes, you did. Now your 17 plus distribution is 19, opposite a minimum of 15. You're in the slam range, right? So if you want to find out information now, you can find out information about hearts. Now, we have not agreed upon the hearts as trump, but it is the last bid suit before 4 no trump, right? And we're planning on playing this contract in hearts. So 4 no trump here is Roman key card 1430 with hearts as the trump suit. North, how many key cards do you have? Well, key cards are the 4 aces plus the king of the last bid suit here is hearts, right? I have ace of diamonds, ace of spades. I do not have the king of hearts. I have 2 key cards. Do I have the queen? Right? With me, you have 2 key cards exactly. You also exchange information about the queen of the agreed upon or last bid trump suit, which is hearts. Do you have the queen of hearts, North? Yes, you do. So the right answer here would be 5 spades. 5 spades says I have 2 key cards plus the queen of hearts because that is the agreed upon last bid suit here. 5 spades. So south, you have 2 key cards, the ace and king of hearts, right, are 2 key cards. North has 2 key cards. That is 4 out of the 5 key cards. That is enough for 6 hearts, right? So you're missing the ace of clubs, right? So the idea here with Roman key card is we gather more information, right? We gather more information about the trump suit, or in some cases, the last bid suit, even if we're not planning on it being trump. We gather more information. We not only get information about all four aces, which is what Blackwood did for us. We also get information about the king of the trump suit and sometimes the queen of the trump suit, right? And that will help us fill in the gaps, and that will help make sure that the slams that we bid are better in these circumstances.